Dearborn, and you are in the house of Bon Appetit. Let's eat. Okay guys, I am the author of Green is for Life, a simple guide to creating healthy, life-giving green smoothies. And guys, I'm telling you, if you don't drink green smoothies, and I'm not talking about juicing, and you can look at the segment about juicing, I'm talking about whole food juicing where you have the fiber too. If you're not doing that daily, all I can say to you is a green smoothie a day keeps everything you don't want happening to you at bay. So that being said, if you don't have a copy of my book, it's all about green smoothies, how to build a green smoothie. It's the nuts and bolts of how to do this. So that being said, today's segment is all about life after a green smoothie fast. Life eating healthy, delicious and nutritious plant-based foods. And I eat fish, I'm a pescatarian, but healthy, delicious and nutritious plant-based foods, things that you can incorporate into your life that can be beneficial to your health and will be beneficial to your health. So today I'm actually going to be making pesto. Now, pesto is one of my all-time favorite foods. I'm vibing on pesto. I'll eat pesto on scrambled eggs, although I'll eat pesto on, and I do eat eggs. I eat fish and eggs. Oh, busted. Fish and eggs. I'll eat pesto on scrambled eggs. I'll eat pesto on fish. I'll eat pesto in salad. I'll eat pesto on gluten-free bread, and that's another thing I'm bringing to you. My gluten-free bread recipe is so good. I'll eat pesto on anything, vegetables. I'll eat pesto on quinoa pasta, or no noodles as it was, made from yams. I'll eat pesto. I just love pesto. I just love pesto. But how I really love pesto is pesto on bread just out the oven. That kicks and takes names. So that being said, we're going to make some pesto. So what do we need? The other thing is, pesto traditionally, or I wouldn't say traditionally, pesto actually has or some recipes has parmesan cheese in it. Well, I don't eat dairy. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat, I don't drink milk. I don't eat cheese. However, when I was making pesto before, one of the things that I found was that I did actually miss that as an ingredient. It did add that je ne sais quoi to the equation. So what I decided to do was I needed to find something that actually worked. And I have two secret ingredients. One of them you might know, but two secret ingredients that actually say, the je ne sais quoi, it gives it exactly what I'm looking for. So that being said, let's go through the list of ingredients. I have half a cup of, I just told a huge, 2/3 of a cup of olive oil, cold pressed olive oil. I have half a cup of pecans, and these are raw pecans, no salt, raw pecans. I have 3 cloves of garlic, and you can add more or less, knowing that if you add more it can make it bitter. Of course I have pepper and salt, and I have my basil, which has been washed and spun. I have my basil, or my basil as they call it here. I have my basil, and this is actually 4 cups loosely packed. 4 cups loosely packed. Now, to that I also add half a cup of cilantro. Half a cup of cilantro. Okay. Now, damn! And I didn't say damn, I said but damn. Right. Secret ingredient, lemon, half a lemon juice. But the thing that makes it for me is this. And this is nutritional yeast. I have 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast here. And I'm telling you, that mixed with the lemon, those 2 ingredients, they just make the pesto to me. To me, it tastes exactly how it used to taste when I had it with Parmesan cheese in it. And so now I have a dairy-free version of a food that I really love, a versatile food that you can use as a, to enhance fish. It is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So that being said, my guys, let's get started. So into a food processor, and you can definitely use a blender for this if you don't have a food processor. But into a food processor with my blade in, I'm going to add all my basil and the cilantro. And I want all my basil. I'm not giving any of it up. A piece just fell on the floor, y'all, and I ain't giving no more up. I want it all in there. So, okay, so you add all the basil. And I'm going to add the cloves of garlic. And I'm going to add the pecans. Okay, guys, and I am just going to blitz this for a hot second, and then I'm going to add some oil. Okay. Alright. And then to this, I'm actually going to add half a cup of oil to this. I'm not going to use all of it at this juncture at any rate. And let's do it! Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the oil. Okay, I'm just going to scrape down. I'm going to scrape down the sides so everything gets blended up. I'm going to scrape down the sides so everything gets blended up. Okay, let's just move you over. Do this. We are going to add our nutritional yeast and the juice of half of a lemon. You can use lime if you don't have lemon. Okay. All right. And guys, there's a difference between nutritional yeast and brewer's yeast. Okay, one tastes bitter and the other tastes nice and cheesy. And then you allow this to blend for about 30 seconds to a minute. Then to this you would add some salt and pepper. And that's 10 twists of your peppermill. And you will add maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. But do check, make sure it's right for you. Okay, that's about a quarter teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna scrape the sides down. All right, we're gonna give it a taste test to see if it's good enough. Yeah. It needs a tad more salt. And I'm actually going to give it a tad more pepper. And for me, what I'm going to add to this equation, because I like it, I'm going to add some chili oil. Okay? I'm just going to add maybe about half a teaspoon. There you go. About half a teaspoon of chili oil, because I like mine to have a little kick to it. Gonna put this into a bowl, or some of it at any rate. This is your pesto, and it is absolutely delish. Okay. Now this will last in the refrigerator, covered in a nice tight container, especially if you make sure that it is covered with a layer of olive oil. It can last, you know, a week, seven days, about a week or so, a little longer. Okay, so I tell you what, guys, because that's going to go into a container, I'm going to try this, and I can eat this by the spoonful. I'm not lying. I ain't even gonna lie. So, as I always say, if it tastes bad, we'll edit it out. But I kind of already know that this tastes good, because I kind of tasted it before. But anyway, let's have a go here. This is the dance. Yeah, this is off the chain. This is off the chain, guys. This is off the chain. I don't want to double dip. I should just dip my finger in there. I don't want to double dip. But this is absolutely excellent, guys. So, okay, the basil, you need 4 cups of loosely packed basil. I actually did use all 2/3 of the olive oil, extra virgin, cold pressed olive oil. I used 3 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, pecans. You can use walnuts, or you can use leave the nuts out. I don't kind of care for pine nuts, but typically you use pine nuts, and that will give it a really creamy texture. I like pecans, or pecans as my husband would call them, but you can use any kind of nut. You can use hazelnut, whatever type of nut you want, actually, and that gives it some texture. That gives it texture. And again, because I don't actually eat dairy, and this is definitely a vegan dish, I don't eat dairy. I used, for that cheesy flavor, I did use the nutritional yeast. However, what I had found was, and don't use brewer's yeast, that's a whole different ball game. That's kind of bitter. Don't use brewer's yeast. You need nutritional yeast. And the thing for me that actually gives it that je ne sais quoi is, yeah, the nutritional yeast, but it's the lemon. The lemon takes it to a whole different level. And of course you need salt and pepper. It needs to be a little on the salty side to give it still that sort of Parmesan kick. But outside of that, at the end of the sequence, you saw me add chili oil. That's really totally optional. It's not even in the recipe. It's something that I do for me. As you know, I'm the serrano pepper lady. I like chilies. I like habanero. I like Thai chilies. I like bird pepper. I like chilies. I like hot food. So I added it to that. So outside of that, guys, pesto with cilantro and basil, nutritional yeast and lemon. Bon appetit, guys. I'm getting ready to put this on something so I can eat. Okay guys, until next week, peace.